Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Sethum and welcome back to another episode. Today, this episode, folks, I've got a few surprises. There is a new mod on the server, which I will be covering in a little bit. So if you folks enjoy this episode, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon, and why not check out some of my other videos here on the channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, for those interested in hanging out with me, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this can, of course, be found down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment. So, as I was saying before, there is a new mod on the server. I am currently testing it. So far, I played around with it. It is nice and awesome, and it is a human NPC mod. I believe it is called Simple Humans, and they are tameable. You can have them ride stuff. You can have them equip specific armor sets. And as you can see, my character has a brand new haircut. I thought it looks a bit better with a ponytail. The beard's grown, but I'm not bothered with trimming that down. It doesn't last, so it's annoying. And as I was saying, here are the characters for the new NPC mod. They are humans. I believe they're called Simple Humans. And what's cool about them, they do come with some generic names. Obviously, you can change the names, and apparently they are breedable as well. You can have them ride certain dinos, such as Aloes. I believe they can ride. What else can they ride? Thylos, Anargents, and Raptors. They don't really do anything whilst they're riding, and you pretty much control the dino rather than the NPC controlling the dino. But who cares? It does look nice, and when going out hunting with a pack, you can actually look like you're going out as a tribe and stuff like that for the PvE sort of deal. As you can see, they have all Ascendant stuff, well equipped, and I might take them out for a little spin later on. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you what I've not shown you in the previous episodes, and that is, of course, the base upgrade. There's been a lot of work, and still is quite a significant amount of work left to do. Now, that would be, of course, the water facility that I've got. That guy's meant to be on a patrol route. Yes, you can set them up on a patrol route, and these are the males, which look absolutely amazing with the Manticore armor. They look great, great, great. Now, over here at this end, this fella is meant to be patrolling. You can use a torch that comes with the mod to set up a patrol route. For some reason, they do get stuck, and sometimes a punch will do it, but this time it's not doing it. So, yeah, that's what he has. I'm not really bothered about him standing there at the moment. I just thought it'd be cool to have some of these NPCs doing some patrol routes. Hopefully they don't get in the way. I have also built up this wonderful cage over here. So this time around, they look a lot nicer and tidier, and we can actually see what the heck's going on without actually having to go in. So I do like the glass option on the metal structures from S+. But I might as well make use of that. And as you can see now, as I come out, this is now fully enclosed. That took about 2 days to actually get it done, just because of how the underwater portion is. I'm still working on having to straighten it out, and I do have 2 Moses and a Plessy. Moses, I did need to go look for them. As you can see, there's also an anglerfish, but anglerfish are easy to find, so that's not a big issue. And that's a spare one. Now, this guy was actually outside my base, just in the depths, so I thought, do you know what? Initially, I was going to kill him, but then I saw his level. I don't know if it's a he or she, but I saw its level, and it was a 150, so I've got the kibble for it. Why not? You know, might end up bringing me some Plessies. Now, as you can see, to get the ceiling to stick, I had to do some innovation building underneath. There is also a very deep end, and as you can see, there are gaps still that need filling out where the building structures meet the cliff. I'm going to sort that out. I'm going to do something similar to over here. Probably just drop down, maybe use a few ramps just to give it that incline. And down here is the deep end. I'm going to get some air before I actually end up drowning. I don't want to do that. So that should be enough. So I've gone all the way down. That gives me some space to store stuff. There's a big gap over here. I'm not quite sure at this moment in time how I am going to close that off, but I will eventually. For the moment, it is keeping out the nasty things, so it's doing what it's meant to do. And I can always use this portion to store dinos if I do want to do that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to design this yet. Primarily, the main function of this was to enclose it with a ceiling. After that, I'll figure the rest out. And so this is what it looks like. Amazing. I totally love it. I'm just gonna have to figure out the rest. I suppose the hard work has been done. Setting it all up was the hard bit. Figuring out how to design it from there on, or from here on, shouldn't be that difficult. And I have, or should have, enough materials to do it. Now, of course, this is the breeding chamber, as you previously saw in a previous episode. We've got 3 anglerfish. I believe 2 are female, 1 is male. This guy's meant to be albino. It's such a shame that you cannot see their colors underwater. I know why the devs did it, and it is very realistic, but it does not really help with the creature's colors and all that. But I mean, I know there is a mod to make the water clear, but I don't want that, just because I to some extent like the fact that the water is murky. So yeah, this is what the ceiling looks like. There is a portion of, I think, glass ramps those are going up. I tried to put as many holes in the ceiling, or glass ceilings, to of course help with light coming through during the day. I mean, it doesn't make a large amount of difference or a great difference in terms of the light, but it does make some difference. I don't know if there's anything new here, so I'm just going to quickly have a look. No, not to my knowledge. I think everything over here folks know already. And we've got the Carcanosses and the Paracers, and I just realized after taming them and bringing them back to base that they are both the same gender, which is wonderful. It's the kind of thing you want to hear, but it's alright. Alright, so we also need the opposite gender for the Giga. Might start breeding those. The Giga's going to take a long time to breed. And ideally, the next thing I want to do is expand this end of the base. Not because I need the room, but rather to do with the teleporter. Simply because every time I use this blooming thing over here, it does have a range, and most of my creatures end up spawning outside. So it's well annoying. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Just going to go down here. Shouldn't be a big expansion, but look at that. Now, I could move the teleporter, but I don't really have where to move it, and it does have quite a big range, meaning as my base fills up, I find or think or believe actually that this would be an easier place to keep empty, because every time you do use it, it will teleport creatures randomly. Basically, it doesn't seem to have any structure. I tried playing around with it. I've not figured it out, but that will need some expanding. And as you can see, I mean, I'm going to do this in a future episode, maybe not here. At the moment, I'm going to be playing with the NPCs, the humans. And I'll show you guys how to get these guys to mount. Nice mod. I will leave a link to this mod in the description. So far, I've played around with them. As you can see, I've tamed quite a few. And I do like it. I have found a bit of a glitch with them, and that is when you do use a teleporter, if they are mounted, they do go invisible. And you can't really interact with them when they are invisible, but if you do remove the saddle off the creature that they are mounted on, they tend to normally dismount and become visible again, and you can interact with them. So not a big problem, can deal with that. And so I'm gonna get some meat. I'm gonna get some other bits and pieces, see what my wyvern actually has on him, and we'll go and find some more humans to tame, because they are cool. Right, let's move forward. I think I have everything on me. I should have the Taming XL on. I should also have the sufficient black arrows, which will knock anything out in one go. And yeah. Now normally they spawn down this coast further down, as well as in the redwood forest. We'll take this one first. Okay, it's been a while. As you can see, the blue obelisk is not far behind, and this was quite easy to see. That glitch is from a human. Let's see what level this guy is when I can find him, of course. Ah, there he is. I think it's a he. Yeah, it's a he. And yeah, it's an okay level, but not what I want. I'm after the high levels. So yeah, they do spawn down this coast. They are quite difficult to spot. And they are aggressive to pretty much everything, so taming them is a bit of a pain. Not that I dislike it, I do like the challenge, because you have to save them before you tame them. And they do also spawn further down this particular coast. I think I've seen them spawn all the way down to the Wyvern Cliffs. I'm gonna have people tell me that I said it wrong. Anyways, doesn't matter. I've seen them here on the beach as well. They are quite rare and hard to spot just because of how small they are. They are quite, let's say, fast for how small they are, and they do blend in with a lot of the things. So, like, I've got all of the foliage turned on, which makes them incredibly difficult to spot. Sometimes I personally find it easier to spot them if I am in first person, and with the Dino Pickup mod I'm able to carry 2 tamed, so one in the claws of the wyvern and one on my shoulder, and so that is what I'm going for initially, at least one. But the problem is I want them to be a fairly high level, so that means I want them to be as close as possible to 150. I'm not sure exactly what they eat. I personally think it's cooked meat. However, the taming effectiveness on the cooked meat does not seem to be that great. So I do wonder if there's something else that they take. But who am I to complain? I'm not going to be using them for anything else but for aesthetic purposes. So they can spawn on this portion of the cliff with the green grass on it, and further down all the way to where the wyvern cliffs are. Now, there is a bit of lag there, and I do apologize. It is most likely to do with the fact that I do have my Chrome open, and my Chrome tends to have somewhere around 10 tabs at the same time, which do take up a lot of resources, so I might have to do something about that. I'm going to do that when I'll have to close the Chrome. It's just, I mean, it's not bothering me, but I can only imagine what it would look like in the video, and I don't really want to make laggy videos, so might have to do that. See, that was a bit annoying. Now, I've seen them spawn up here where that pteranodon is. At the moment I don't see anything, so I'll see you guys when I find one. Change of tactic, guys. I am now at the redwood forest. I did spot one before that was a high level, and there's a lot of bad stuff, and I don't want this high level human to die. So this is where I am located, in the redwood forest next to the red obelisk, and not far from here I do have a let's call it an outpost for lack of better words. And it's just basically a teleporter and a gate in the cave that is in the, I believe it's called the Highlands, whatever, something like that. So it's mainly just a spot where I can use a teleporter instead of having to fly all that route. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Dal's base. I am going to drop him on top of his base, then dismount. He should then aggro onto me, At which point I will, of course, then start trying to trank him. So one black arrow should be enough to knock him out. He is human after all, and we are flimsy when it comes down to torpor. And I've not yet killed one accidentally. I have killed a Quetzal accidentally. I know the Quetzal, the tech Quetzal has been released. Tried to find one. I did come across a 150, and I brought it down, but in the wrong place, and it got killed by everything. It was next to the volcano, so everything just jumped on it. And because I do want to breed them, I do want the maximum amount of level, so that was kind of pointless. So I ended up killing it in the end, along with everything else that was attacking it. The next creature that I'll be breeding, I think I'm going to carry on with the wyverns. I think that's a must. I do want to finish the wyverns. I'm just going to whistle past it to all the creatures that are in his base. I do not want them running about trying to get to this person. Now, he's doing his own thing because I'm on a wyvern, and for some reason when I'm on a wyvern they don't really want to attack me. The glare is absolutely annoying. Where are you? Where are you? I see. Alright, let me just get a good shot on you. Oops. Stop running. Good boy. Oh. Right, okay. Gonna be tricksy here. And there you go. Sweet dreams, sir. Oh, you're running barefooted. Now, of course, you can take the armor that they have off of them and give them some decent quality armor, which would definitely extend their longevity. You can breed them for stats, I guess, and have them as guards. Let's see what you look like. Ooh, ginger. Alright, I can do that, you know. Doesn't bother me. I have tried to give them haircuts with no avail. That could definitely be a thing that the mod developer could add in. Oop, there we go, like so. Let us starve you, then feed you some cooked meat. I'm not actually calculated how much cooked meat you guys like to take. Let's yes, as you can see, you can take them off, and once you take off their armor, for some reason it loses a lot of durability. Not that it matters. I will not have him with that armor. I'm gonna put some nice stuff on him. Okay, so we'll just wait for him to tame, and you'll see I'm not gonna cut out anything, so you guys can see that it does lose quite a significant amount of taming effectiveness, but whatever. You know, I'm not really gonna make much use of him. I mean, I might have humans mount some dinos and just go on hunting trips and stuff like that, but apart from that, I'm not really going to make much use of them. I just want them for show. So this is Dal's base. I helped build it. He's got some wyverns for me, and gave him some humans as well. And he's got an Yankee. That's the Yankee that we tamed in a previous episode. And how are you doing, sir? Okay, well, you're doing alright. As you can see, quite a significant amount of taming effectiveness lost there. Just having a look around to see if there is anything good to tame. Normally I know that unicorns tend to spawn around this area, but I have not seen a unicorn lately. I have been scouting for unicorns. I do want several options in terms of the unicorns because I want to breed those as well. And my phone just went off. Sorry for that, guys. I'm just going to put it on silent. There we go. And so I'll take the meat off of you. I don't want you to eat it all. We will take you and put you on our shoulder because we don't know what we will come across. And I'm going to go and try and find another human and see what's what. Now, what is that over there? Is that a Perlovia? Nope. Because the other thing I want to do is I want to get a Perlovia. I don't know why I want a Perlovia. They're pretty useless. They're good for PvP. But I thought maybe breed some Perlovias at some point. So, a lot of the stuff that I am taming at the moment is with the intention of breeding them for color mutations and stat mutations and stuff like that. I might take some of them to the island server when I get to that point. I will be doing that. I do want to do the bosses, and I do want to make a little video with all the end scenes or cutscenes for each boss. That's definitely a thing that's going to come to the channel. And so they do come up here. They do tend to spawn around here. I don't really want to go into the snow because that's going to kill me. Now, initially, I thought that tech armor does offer some protection against the cold, but I guess it's a bit too cold to go up there, and I did die because of that. I wasn't paying attention. I was overconfident, so I had to borrow one of Dal's wyverns to go and recover my stuff. But, yeah. Also need to pay attention for the Thylos. Do not want to get taken off my wyvern in this area. This is a very bad area with lots of little things that you don't see, and I don't want to be caught off guard here. I'm not going to go into the proper redwood area because I always seem to get taken off my dino by a stupid Thylo. Okay. Nothing around here. Just have to keep a open eye. As I said before, they're quite difficult to spot. Look at the trees before I go in. I don't want any surprises. Don't see anything here. Now, I'm not relying necessarily on the glitch, but they do have a visual glitch where the where they just basically spread out across the screen. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not, and you can see like lines coming from them. So that's something to do with the polygons going a bit funny. But at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. I am actually looking quite hard, and it is getting darker, which is going to make it somewhat harder for me to spot them. And there's a lot of foliage around, so I'm looking really hard. Don't see anything at the moment. Let's have a look-see up here. This is really a bad spot for them to spawn. I mean, I'm glad that they spawn quite randomly. That's the thing. In terms of location, it seems to be quite random where they spawn. So I do like that. It does make me look for them quite hard. And they are quite difficult to see. What's going on down there? That's a Pelolia. Okay, not that interested in it. It's not that high level anyways. So I think the next thing I'm going to tame is either another human or a Pelovia. I'm not bothered whichever one comes first. There we go. I saw some movement. What did I see? Okay, it was just some flyers. So when I do find what I want, the same thing I'm going to do that I did before, and that is to take it to Dal's base, drop it off on top of the base, and knock it out there. It is far safer to tame it there than it is here, with all the bad stuff. Okay. You can see there's a lot of bad things around. Some are easier to spot than others. Okay, there's nothing of interest over here. Okay, what about this way? As you can see, oh, I saw something. That's something. What is it? Just level 20. Not bothered about that. But as you can see, very difficult to spot. So I'm going to carry on with the search and hope we have some better luck. What is that down there? Okay. Due to the color, I initially thought It might be a unicorn, but it's not, so don't care. Not interested. Nothing up there. I don't really want to go into that section, not unless I have to. That's full of bad surprises. So maybe next to the river. I mean, humans do need to drink. So everything does seem to come around to the river from time to time to drink. And let's see, does that help? No, okay, so we're not that cold anymore. Oh, I saw something. Hold on. What is it I see? Stupid human, don't... why do you want to take on a Carno? Right, that's the Carno, right there, cool. What are you? What are you? I want to see their levels. Ooh. There's quite a few things going on here. 90. Ooh. What's going on? I saw something that was of high level and I want it. Is this the right one? No, it doesn't look like the right one. I'm going to drop it off here. And try again. Okay, I think, don't quote me on it, that this might be the right one. Let's have a looky here. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Now, let's grab you and take you to safety. And I should be able to get there without having to land. Because if I have to land, I'm going to have to find a safe spot to land until we get there. I do not want to tame it anywhere in this vicinity, just because, as you saw before, it does take some time to tame a human. And I guess I'm afraid that I'm going to end up having to kill it, or something else is going to kill it if it's not me. Now, you probably will be watching a 30-minute video, but so far it's been several hours until I have managed to find something of a decent quality. I have come across quite a few humans, but I think, with the exception of these two that I have in this video, they were of a maximum level of 100. So definitely not interested in those. They will not be of any use, and seeing as most of everything in my base tends to be of high level, well, I don't really want to spoil the pattern. Okay. Now you should be focused on me. Where are you? Oh, watch out with that pike. Whoa. With the spear. Pike, spear, whatever. Stick with the pointy head. Right, so that's what you look like underneath that. You snore when you sleep, that's good. And where did I put all the stuff? Ah, there we go. Bon appetit. Enjoy. So as you can see, this one has the desert gear. I'm probably going to put this one on the shoulder and carry the mail in the claws of the wyvern. I'm going to use the teleportation chamber slash outpost that I have around here to get to base quicker, and I'm just going to wait around until it's fully tamed so you guys can see how long it takes. So these are wyverns from my own personal set of eggs. Now they have been bred, so they are of high level. So as you can see, he's got 3 humans I've given him. This was stuff that I found around here, and I was experimenting with how to tame them. And this is a unicorn from, as a result of my unicorns, he's tamed 2 horses. Okay, you're doing alright. Okay, there's nothing interesting around here. I'm just trying to entertain myself at the moment. And a piece of poop fell off my shoulder. Don't poop on my shoulder, sir. Okay. I do sort of wish that the taming effectiveness was a bit better, if I'm honest. Okay. Well, the simple things that entertain us, eh? Oh, hello. I forgot you were on follow, weren't you? There you go. You look a lot better without the helmet. Feel the breeze. That's it. Yeah. What I do like so far is I've not seen any mutated versions of the humans, like such as what many players like to do with the character creation screen. So I do like that they are realistic in shape and design. For some reason this one's not eaten, unless I look at it for some reason. Or is that like me encouraging you to eat? Come on. No? Why are you not eating? You're starving. Eat quicker. Go on. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Oh, dear me. Well, that means I have 2 more humans. I don't think I'll be doing anything special with them yet. I haven't got anything planned. This is just more to show off the mod and stuff that I've discovered. Obviously, I've done some reading on the Steam page for this mod, and it looks like there will be more things to come. There are suggestions. I might even drop some suggestions myself, and obviously report the bugs that I come across as and when they happen. Okay. Also, whilst we are on the topic of these simple humans, I believe the plan is from the mod developer for these humans to equip everything up to weapons that have bullets. So, I don't know, shotguns, assault rifles, stuff like that. At the moment, the only thing they can equip, the best thing they can equip is a crossbow and maybe a bow, a hatchet, a pickaxe, stuff like that. So simple tools and weapons. It will be nice once they are able to equip more sophisticated things, but they look pretty as they are, and they are functional and quite simple. Actually, it's quite a simple mod, and I do like it for that reason. So, 1 simple human tamed. We're not going to give you a name because I have no ideas for names at the moment. I was going to take the meat off of you, but I'm not that bothered. So, let's do that and take it back. You get to ride on my shoulder, and you get to ride in the claws of my wyvern. Good lad there. I'm going to go over to the outpost. I am going to take them to base and probably put them away in a corner until we actually have need for them. Yeah, so I hope that in the future we get to be able to customize the hairstyles on the NPCs. That would be quite nice. And it would actually give some functionality to the scissors that don't really seem to have that much functionality apart from shearing the sheep. Sorry, Alvis. Yeah, you know what I mean? And giving yourself haircuts. But, yeah. The haircut's nice, the beard, not so nice because it just keeps growing. And you have to cut it off every so often. It's just not practical, that's all. What is that? Equus, now I could go straight to the portal. I just want to see if there is possibly a unicorn. Even if there is, I'm going to have to go and drop off this guy before I actually do anything. And I do have to bear in mind that there is a Giga. Now that is a level 20 Giga, I believe, and I did check its level before I started recording. It's not moved too far from where I initially spotted it. So let's have a look here. Gonna try and get these guys as close to the terminal. So, what about you, sir? I do not want you spawning outside the base, just because sometimes there's bad stuff around there. I think that's close enough. And let's go back to base, and I think with that being said and done, once we're there, we'll have a quick look at the humans. We should have sufficient lighting once stuff folds in. And that's what I want about. See how close he was to being spawned outside the base? That would have really terribly sucked. So this is a female. As you can see, these are what the names are. Sometimes they come as simple humans, sometimes they come with a name. The names are quite simple in that there isn't a large variety of names, so you will come across them quite often, but I do like that fact that they actually have names. So it's normally a name and a surname, and I just think that adds to the immersion that this mod has to offer. Like so. And have a quick look at them. This is what you can achieve. You can put all sorts on them. I'm going to show you what they look like when they are mounted, or how to get them to mount. To get them to mount on the creatures that you want, they must have simplified saddles. The way to do that is you craft a, I believe it's called an anvil, in the NPC's inventory by putting all the required items and crafting it. Then you can place it down anywhere in your base. Once you have done that, you can then simplify saddles and I believe weapons, is it? Yes, it's weapons. So that's what they look like when they are up on the thing, but she mounted the wrong creature. You're supposed to mount Albio, not that one. That's what I told you. Maybe I made a mistake there, but I wanted you to mount Albio. Go on. Really? Okay. That's quite odd. Let's try this again then. Let's try it with you. So you can mount Aurora and... Aha! That's it. And the reason I wanted to show you guys the ones on the aloes is because the aloes are quite tall compared to the other creatures they can mount. It would be nice to have these guys mount Gigas or Rexes. Rexes is definitely going to be nice if that happens. I'm even going to suggest that because I think it's going to be cool as all hell. Gonna level up my aloes a tad bit. So this is my hunting party as it currently stands. I will at some point in the future breed these guys. I would not normally use aloes, but because I do have the NPCs, I thought of taming some aloes for the NPCs. As you can see, they have raptors as well, and apparently they can mount Argents. But I think if they could mount Rexes, that would be so amazing. Mind you though, they look quite good on the aloes. Well, that is it for this episode, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do not forget to support me in the channel by clicking that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more similar content if you haven't. And if you have just subscribed, remember to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos. And also, why not check out some of my other videos here on this channel? You might just enjoy them. For those that are interested in hanging out with me, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this can be found down below in the video description as well as in a pinned comment. Until next time, stay safe, folks.